Vincent Martella is Phineas's VA. I taught everyone what an aglet is. Phineas and Ferb would like a word. That's me, bro. Oh, I'm so sorry for disrespecting you. Every night before bed, I study a picture of Tony Hawk so that if I ever run into him in public, I will not be one of those people. I feel like he kinda likes it, though. He's the only guy as famous as he is who does not get hounded all that much in public, right? At least according to his stories of no one ever recognizing him. He might have the best deal of any celebrity ever, you know? I would totally feel comfortable talking to Tony Hawk, but if I ran into Harrison Ford, I'll pretend like the man's not even real, because I know he doesn't want to fucking talk to me. Joshua Izzo, the VP in charge of non-film Avatar canon. Of what? Nicely done. First Flight, though, is currently undated in canon. Joshua Izzo actually did state that it is canon. Source. You're talking to him. Yeah, I'm him. Wait, for real? Wow. Yes, I'm sure this person knows nothing about books and narratives. I don't go to MCU movies. Don't really care for them. But I find this barely masked gloating over the low box office for the Marvels very unpleasant. Why gloat over failure? Failure literally drives us to improve. Try reading a book sometime. Most stories have that narrative. There's no way anyone on the planet who claims to be knowledgeable in narratives of any kind would look at the name Stephen King and tell him to go read a book and learn about stories. No way in hell this is an actual person. This one's a bit niche, but explaining OG Halo to the best OG Halo player. Alright, let's see. Back in my day, they called them Kill-taculars. You're wrong. Kill-taculars were 5 kills within 4 seconds of each other. Halo 1 and 2, it was the name for the 4th kill. You know, I don't know who Tom Ryan is, but you know what? I'm gonna take the internet's word for it today. I believe you. Double kill, triple kill, overkill, kill-tacular. Ah, my childhood. I'm more of a monster kill kind of guy. You know, growing up, I didn't play a lot of Halo, but I did play a lot of split-screen Red Faction 2 with my buddies, and I got some different ones. I got, like, Butcher and stuff like that from that game. I remember those ones quite fondly. Also, digging tunnels to each other rather than actually playing the PvP modes with rocket launchers, because that was way more fun in Red Faction 1. Inexperienced expert. Wait, what? You can be that? I was installing a new type of microwave radio on a cell site and called RAN support when I had issues with the hardware. He was adamant that it was user error and recommended that I call a more experienced engineer who had a more knowledge of the systems and could help fix my issue. He then proceeded to send me my own contact details. Well, it's good to know that they know you're an expert, but shit, why are they the ones that you have to call? A senior civil servant has taken control of Stormont's finances. Neil Gibson has done... I don't care or know who any of these people are. Mr. Gibson will use emergency powers to release cash to departments until a new budget is in place. Why do you copy and paste BBC News? Or did they copy you? Well, I'm the BBC's economics and business editor in Northern Ireland. The stories I write go across different platforms. Post-work family selfie from Goa? Does baby Tara look more... what? Congratulations! And what happened to first legally wedded wife? Anyways, nice family picture. What does it matter to you, nosy auntie? Because I am still his legally wedded wife who was thrown out of house. What the hell is this? Was this an entire fake thread? What am I looking at? This doesn't feel real in the slightest, dude. Old Gods of Asgard is a band in the Remedy universe, Alan Wake, Control, who are played by Poets of the Fall. That is very true. I love them. They are awesome. Recently, we've seen comments or even accusations that we sound a lot like a band called Old Gods of Asgard. Well, we have all the respect for this band and their work in the 70s and 80s. All similarities between our music are purely coincidental. Okay? Poets of the Fall are not thieves. I promise you guys. Also, for the love of God, please play Alan Wake 2. On a post about the best kills in the Hitman franchise. The absolute mad lad that set up the German level in Hitman 3 to where every single agent dies as he sits down at the table to turn himself in or whatever. That sounds cool. He posted it here, I think. No idea how to find it again. Well, of course I know him. He's me. Correcting a pro wrestler's own mother regarding his age. He's only 22? Damn. 25. He was born in 2001. He is my son. I am his mother. Love you. I think I would know when he was born and how old he is. He came out of my body. The Punisher would be a lot prettier if he smiled more. I know what you're getting at here, but the jab doesn't work due to his backstory and personality. He actually has a huge plot point as to why he doesn't smile a lot. Try harder. Dude, shut the hell up, dork. Nice collection of what looks to be mostly female-centric comic books that literally has nothing to do with my comment, nor the topic under discussion. We're not discussing it. You are just saying words, and that's it. You're practically talking to yourself, you dork-ass loser. Unless if you're pointing out what is most likely fact that you know very little about Punisher's backstory. Read the names of the writer on the spine. Now look at her name. Kay, so she's a comic book author. That actually makes her case look worse, seeing how she should know better. Wow. Dude, between the two of us, which one actually has written the Punisher, do you think? Which one? Which one, buddy? Which one? You know what? I want to see him continue to make a goddamn fool of himself. Best-selling author receives rare opportunity to be a best-selling author. Is that right? My spam is getting stranger. Why don't you have your own book on Amazon? Dear Dan Brown, work directly with the ghostwriter. You'll work directly with our experienced ghostwriter, a best-selling author you've probably seen on TV. So Dan Brown's novels have sold over 200 million copies in print. So I've got a sneaky suspicion that whatever bot sent this email just absolutely isn't getting it. Doctor suggests I read my own article. I suffer from an extremely rare medical condition that I was struggling to manage. I showed up to a GP appointment, and my doctor offered to email me a link to an article he'd found on managing my condition long term. He brought the article up on his computer and read sections of it out to me while I patiently nodded along. I then asked him to scroll back up to the top so I could point out the author's name. My name. His soul left his body. Well, it seems like it was a fun experience. I have to give some credit to the doctor here. Okay, he didn't realize you'd written the article, but credit to him for putting in the effort to find an article specifically about your condition. I'm with you. 99% of doctors these days only say, "No, I don't know, I think this is stress," and call it a day. Stress or anxiety, one of the two. And generally, it's anxiety, so they can get you the hell back out the door. Right where it belongs. No! Damn. Well, it's true. Paramore's albums are the Bibles. They are sacred. Do you like Paramore? I love them. I grew up with them, and I'm a real fan. Did you just ask Hayley Williams if she likes Paramore? Hey, she might not. You never know. It might just be a job to her. From the comments on the history of red algae from Journey to the Microcosmos. Jesus, that's a weird word. I actually helped come up with the name. Nice to see it adopted in textbooks and by you. One small comment. I now exclusively use the term psyllium to refer to the eukaryotic organelle so that folks do not confuse this organelle with the flagella of bacteria, which are completely different. Sure you did. This person could be legit. Could be. What? The word Archaeplastida. Sorry, I haven't been in a frickin' science classroom in a long time. First appeared in this publication on which I am a co-author. Oh, goddamn. I love that. Oh, this person could be legit. Could be. Did you even read the article you wrote? Wait, what? The reason most families are dual income is wages have risen. What? That's not actually what this says. You should read it. He wrote the article, dude. LOL. I'm sure you have a ton of experience firing a fully automatic weapon. 6 years in the Army, much of that as an infantry team leader. Primary weapon was an M4, also trained with M240, M249, M2A1, light and heavy machine guns. They sucked to clean. You could say I have a lot of experience. Obviously a lot more than Kid Rock. Have a nice day. Startup founder explains technology concepts to creator of said technology. Just had an amazing random interaction with a new founder explaining his startup to me. Him. Do you know Terraform? I do. Explains Terraform concepts. I've got it, yeah. I started the project. Wait, what? I tried to joke it off as much as possible. I really don't care. But I think he died a little bit inside. I wasn't even going to tell him, honestly, but I felt bad he was spending time explaining concepts that I helped create, so I cut him short. Probably a good move. World records broken today, baby! Someone call up Summoning Salt. Gotta rewrite the video. Edit. No need. Love the videos. No need to call him. He already knows. OP is Summoning Salt. Governor Schwarzenegger post banned from bodybuilding. What? What happened? Hold on. Well, that's a new one, I must say. I feel like he would know a little bit about that. He's actually really well known there. Must have either been a bot or power tripping mods. Or he broke the rules? I'm sure it doesn't happen on Reddit, but it would be nice if rules applied equally to everyone, including celebrities. I mean, yeah, scolding a TV anchor talking about his own work. Scolding? Now, this is how it's done. Watch local Denver reporter Kyle Clark call out Lauren Boo Boo for taking credit for federal funding in her district she voted against. This is getting a lot of traction, but it's nothing special. It's basic, straightforward journalism. I imagine every station in Denver did something very similar. Way to kick dirt on someone's good work. It's my work. Don't downplay it, Kyle. Don't downplay it, my man. I'm sure he's seen it. Trainspotting parodies usually bore the crap out of me, but I quite like this one. Have you even seen Trainspotting? Excuse me, okay. Well, who is it? He wrote the novel, which the movie is based upon. Ah, you might not have watched the movie then. I don't know, man. Movies tend to be a little bit different than their novel counterparts, are they not? The author of a book series about JavaScript doesn't know JavaScript. Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of crazy. My job search so far. Let's see, one company had me go through an outsourced technical screen, coding basic JavaScript, then said I didn't do well enough on that for them to move forward. Apparently, I still don't know JavaScript. So yeah, guess you could say things are going great. Wow, that's kind of insane. Woo! Recruiters definitely know their jobs super well. The fact he's buying cheap crap and selling it for 7 to 8 pounds per spud is nuts. Why do people buy into this crap? POV, you know nothing about food service. Considering I've run hotel kitchens, restaurants, and bars, now as a private chef on a super yacht, I think I'm more than qualified to know a thing or two about food service. Classic British crap is all it is. What was this on a what was this for? Huh? Also, I don't believe you. On a super yacht? Seems a little weird, dude. Come on, why don't you give me your resume? Cleanest sewer water I've seen on video in India. Do you realize that the whole country doesn't look like that, or else people would not have been living there? People like you are the reason they only cover that side of India. Bro, I'm Indian. I think people that live in India would know what the country is like. Directly under the post in which he shares the legal letters that have been exchanged. I hate that people don't get her point of view. She literally gets death threats and has stalkers because of public information, and she isn't some poor person. What makes you say I'm not poor? I wasn't talking about you? Are you talking about Jack Sweeney? Yes, that's me. Now, the dude probably argued for 300 more lines in the thread. Commenter thought YouTubers stole his Bionicle's redesign from himself. It's fascinating how this man both uses master builder level techniques and yet also feels like he's never touched a Lego set in his life. Guilty as charged. I died inside when I saw him using all those illegal techniques. I only saw a few of them. That's because he didn't design the mock, or the MOC, I don't know. How? A guy on Reddit made it about a year ago. I'm the guy on Reddit. Good lord. Artist confirms his own Easter egg. Here's a super geeky Easter egg that I snuck into Mizu's design. The notch in her casa it is casa, right? Is a nod to the infamous dent in the helmet of Boba Fett. It's a good way to show that Mizu has been through some previous battles without drawing much attention to itself. Was this confirmed? Is this just speculation? Anyway, I really doubt it. I can confirm it. That's what I am confirming it. It was a reference to Noam Chomsky, noted linguist and ideologue. We thought it was funny for Toby to name a rodent-like creature who only talks in gibberish after him. I think it's kind of a circle. I think it's a reference to the one from Half-Life, and the Half-Life one is a reference to Noam Chomsky. I wrote the episode he first appears in. It was a reference to Noam Chomsky. We didn't find out about the Half-Life thing until after. Dang, kind of funny. Okay, yeah. Best spinner of all time. Very disappointed in NZ News. What? Never mind. In not playing a spinner in the World Test Championship, as this wicket is going to spin big with huge footmarks developing already. You are not speaking English. What the hell are you talking about? Remember, if it seems it will spin, India make anything more than... I literally don't understand the word you're saying. Jane, do you understand how spin works? The pitch gets dry. This pitch won't get dry because for the rest of the test, there is due to be rain. I don't understand what I just read, like, at all. Dude's an economist. Where does this nonsense come from? Fiat money is against the teaching of every major religion, but most have conveniently forgotten this. Bitcoin is sound money. Any serious theologian must favor it. From a deep and learned understanding of all the fields involved, do you have a different understanding, or will it just be ad hominems? I am an economist. Someone figured out about ad hominems and decided to throw it out on Twitter to make themselves sound smart. Yeah, that's not how it works. The stars in their courses. One of the pitfalls to communication lies in that little phrase, "it's obvious." What is obvious to A, alas, is by no means obvious to B, and is downright ridiculous to C. For instance, just a week ago, a storekeeper was writing out a receipt for me. He asked my name, and I gave it, and, as I do automatically, began to spell it, slowly and clearly. I am absurdly sensitive about having my name misspelled. He got the Isaac right, but by the time I had gotten as far as ASI in the spelling of the last name, he had raced ahead and finished it as MOF. No, I said pettishly. It ends with a V. A V. He changed it to Asimov, looked at it a moment, and then said, "I see. You spell it the way the author does." Well, obviously I do, but it came as a big surprise to him that I chose to do so. Okay, I love the way that was written. That was beautiful. I just watched a baby ask Juju Smith-Schuster if she could have a few bucks. He was nice and said yes. Then she asked, "Are you a Steelers fan?" He said, "Yeah, something like that." I said his name correctly, didn't I? Juju Smith-Schuster? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Arguably the best hockey player of all time. Some kid at the Hockey Hall of Fame told Wayne Gretzky how to hold a hockey stick. And you know what? Because Wayne Gretzky kicks ass, he probably took the lesson in stride and actually, maybe improved his game a bit. I mean, look, it was some kid. It was just some kid. Who gives a crap, man? Wayne seems like the type of guy to not really care and just have fun with that moment. Arguably. My guy, it ain't arguable. He's arguably the greatest athlete of all time. He is the greatest hockey player of all time. Bro has his number retired league-wide. I mean, come on now. Just the hockey league, though. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know enough about... I mean, I know who he is. I know about that legacy. But when it comes to the greatest athlete of all time, I don't know. I have no idea. He's definitely on the list for sure, but I don't know. I don't follow athletes or sports nearly enough to be part of that conversation. Sounds like a white woman with vegan in their name, all right. Speaking on yet another issue they know nothing about. Or maybe you do know about owning a comic store, or... Wait, or maybe you do? What? Hi, Jason. I'm co-owner of Toy Vomit, a successful collectible store with a great team of around 10 employees that focuses on pre-loved collections and, you guessed it, old comics. Come by anytime you want to talk about the industry. Nice. It's beautiful. How much you know about Chinese stuff? Gee, I wonder. I am Chinese. It's a culture thing. You don't follow it, expect to have a rough relationship with everyone, and get nothing in the end. My recommendation? Follow family tradition. You pay theirs, they will pay yours in return. Wrong. You will get little to nothing of true value in the end if you spend your life placating. Is it not place? Is it placating? Or play? Parasitic relationships. Not saying she needs to burn bridges, but stating her values will help others know how to help and respect her. Wrong. How much you know about Eastern, particularly Chinese cultures? I wonder. I am Chinese. Wonder how much you know about women and systemic sexism and how screwed OP will be based on her situation if she tries to just go along with it. OP is definitely better off trying to find a way to participate in this tradition as little as possible. This made me laugh a little too much. Why did XB stop playing Ark? Does anyone know? Boredom. Did he say that? Pretty sure he did. Yeah, he said it on benchmark performance of LLMs. Let's see. Today we're announcing Claude 3, our pointless piece of stupid trash. No need to overhype. If you look into the actual test, you'll see that it is still just memorization-based stuff. LLMs fail simple reasoning tasks, and there's no reliable way to fix that, so smart-ass little smiley face. I did look into the actual test, as I'm the first author on the paper introducing the dataset. Here's that smiley back for you, douchebag. Alright, let's see. Comments on, this is the best home car lift. He thinks he's smarter than an engineer. I am an engineer. Hey, commenter, what do you do? Are you anything? Can't stop watching videos to my song F Off. Two people who had nothing to do with the creation of the song just blatantly leeching someone else's creativity, albeit extremely vulgar and juvenile, for clout. I hate it here. It's my song. Then you have no place on Thus app. The creator is more popular than you. What? What does that mean? What are your credentials? Zero data to support this claim. Please don't do this. Alright, let's see. Fasting 72 hours literally causes your body to eat up diseased tissues, tumors, inflammation, and toxins that are not conducive to health. Well, he's a doctor. What are your credentials? All right, well, let's see what his credentials are. Dad, husband, thoracic surgeon. Wow, director of a memorial hospital, I assume, in Mumbai? All right, cool. So the guy definitely knows what he's talking about. Also, yeah, I read that tweet and immediately thought, fasting for 72 hours will cause your body to eat up tumors? What the hell? Huh? Telling a League One top-tier player they don't know about the game. He's balanced as is. Trust me, I would know. Tyrant is an unforgiving class. A glass cannon. High damage, low health. If you suck, you're gonna suck. I don't care if you think you would know it's a weak glass cannon. Now I would bet money I've played longer than you. I'm a League One player. I was walking around in India and someone asked for a picture. So I asked my translator to ask him what his favorite Mr. Beast video is, and he said that he doesn't know what a Mr. Beast is and just wanted a photo with a tall white guy. How tall is Mr. Beast? I do find that funny. I'm not expecting that to happen when I do eventually get around to visiting other countries. I know at the top of my list is Japan. You know, you always hear rumors about a 6'3", blonde-haired, blue-eyed white dude might garner a little bit of attention. But man, if Mr. Beast is getting stopped and they don't know who he is, just white man, I mean, yeah, it might actually happen at least once, right? Got any Japanese followers of EmKay that are willing to escort me around the country and show me everything? Look, man, I'm scared. I obviously can't speak Japanese and I've got tattoos. I don't want people to be mad at me. Trying to explain football contracts. All right. Armstead had a $28 million cap hit for the 49ers. And he has a $25 million in dead money. I think it's possible he could be a June 1 cut to split the dead money. Yeah, okay. More stuff I can't understand. That's not how post-June 1 designation works. Lol. You just quoted me my own article to explain to me how a June... Is it June 1 or June... I don't know what the hell they're saying! Telling an active NASCAR driver he doesn't watch NASCAR. Burning up the blacktop. How long has it been since you've heard a cup car hit the limiter at the end of the straightaway? This tweet just shows you don't actually watch NASCAR. Correct. Again, why would he need to? He lives it. Mikey Neumann is the writer and creative director of Borderlands. Is it Neumann or Newman? Anyway, plus 2 Borderlands comic series and a bit of the second game. Okay. The first trailer for the live-action Borderlands movie has been released. I am here for Jamie Lee Curtis, best casting ever of Patricia Tannis. Looks great. This looks like hot garbage. Did you even play Borderlands? Screw you for this. I'm gonna be real. It does not look great or good by any means. It looks stupid and batshit fun, I will say. And the only reason I am interested in seeing it only is Cate Blanchett. That is the only goddamn reason I am even a little bit interested at this point, because why the hell was she cast in that role? She's awesome. Why is she playing Lilith?
You should see if Guinness World Record has highest jump and go for it. I'm already the Guinness World Record holder. Just casually. Asking the world's oldest encyclopedia publishing company for a source. Holy Roman Empire and Texas Republic existed only 30 years apart. Holy Roman Empire, 800 to 1806. Republic of Texas, 1836 to 1845. Cite your work. Us. Just us. I am the citation. You aren't a software engineer. Let's just be real. Readers added context. Yes, they are. I tell you to check the Harvard alumni database, but you don't have access to it, so I'll share it for you. Whoops. There is a reason NASA didn't ask for random internet user number 324's input for return readiness reviews and instead polls designated experts who actually have, understand, and listen to detailed factual flight information. Hi, I'm actually an aerospace engineer. Hope this helps. Same. At the urgent care, nurse looks at my chart. Amanda Knox. Too bad that other one ruined your name. I am that other one, I said. Raise your saddle height. The saddle height worked just fine for the world record, so I might leave it. I hope you're okay with it. That's so good, dude. Just putting it right in their face. Hey, shut your damn mouth. OMG, enough of Taylor Swift. Ma'am, this is a Taylor Swift fan podcast page. Unfollow us. Like, Like, these people just, like, literally, like, these people have nothing better to do in their lives than complain for no reason. You're following the account. You're just trying to get people to, like, you're like, you like, why? Why are you the way you are? Be normal. This guy is creator of Buckshot Roulette, by the way. Buckshot 1.2 is out on Steam, featuring online leaderboard, other features. However, this media has been disabled in response to a report by the copyright owner. My good sir, I am the copyright owner, Lamau. You sound more like Bonnie Tyler than she does herself. Bonnie who? Never heard of her. A reply from the queen herself. It hurts, but I had to do it. AI art, actual artists, look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power. Very ironic you made this without using your own art. Except Jesse Lamb is in the animation department for Invincible, so good job. Huh. I guess you just missed the 2 Anthropic reports and the Eleuther work I linked to and all the other actual machine learning techniques. Keep believing there is no solution to it. Your funding depends on it, and so do your press releases. Then, if one day you really want blah 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 blah, I'm the first author of the linked OpenAI paper, and I'm intimately familiar with the linked Anthropic papers, which introduce similar techniques. I think it is quite accurate to say that we don't understand how neural networks work. It is always such a head trip to remember that we were raised being told that following Jesus meant loving others and taking care of the least of these and sacrificing yourself for the gospel, and then it was basically only those of us who took that seriously that made it out. You may want to freshen up on the Bible. I have a bachelor's degree in Bible and theology with a concentration in philosophical theology and apologetics from Moody Bible Institute, and a master's of theological studies with a concentration in religion, gender, and sexuality from Vanderbilt Divinity School. Lol. Yeah, I think they might be qualified. This is runtime type checking. No, TS is compile time only. If you need something like this in JSTS, I'd reach for Zod. I have no idea what the hell any of that is or what I just read. Thanks, I'll check it out. Wait a minute, but that's him. Yes, the ring hits, then the full area hits. Unless things teleport, stuff hit by the ring will also be hit by the larger full area hit. The reason I ask is because the wiki has this graphic explaining areas where an enemy gets hit for 200% of base damage, from when the skill used to do less damage with the pulse than the ring. Do you have a clip, a thread, or anything to back up that Shock Nova is a 2-hit skill? I wrote the code. I wonder what their reactions are in moments like this, like, oh, well, I can't argue with that. Boy, this is plagiarism. You took this from a stand-up comedian's routine. Some people will do anything for likes. I'm the comedian, been doing this joke since 2017. Honest mistake, always a good day to make an ass of myself. Absolutely impressed, didn't recognize you, great joke, mate. Keep up the good work. Why can't, like, every goddamn motherfucker on the internet have this level of self-recognition and, like, just, I love it. It's the good ending. Battle of Lexington and Concord 2023 Reactment. Go join the actual military, dude. Fight some real battles. Hi, George. CPL Zaslow here. I run the channel, and I will break the facade of 10th Regiment for this comment. I'll have you know that I am a lieutenant in the Marine Corps, and the 10th is proud to have multiple other active reserve and veterans in our ranks. We reenact as we are passionate about our history, regardless of service. Hope this educated you on your uninformed comment. Got him. Spike Chunsoft makes the Danganronpa series. Japan has Danganronpa-themed Valentine's Day cakes. Does that make these pairings canon? Lol, salty fangirl. Hajime and Nagito is not canon. Off, loser. Oh no, I think he made it. Asking Deadpool's co-creator if he understands the character. I've got the high ground. Hashtag Deadpool and Wolverine. Is he saying Deadpool is a bottom? What does it matter? And do you understand Deadpool at all? There must be a smarter way for you to spend $8 a month than outing yourself as a verified moron. Holy flames, I feel the heat. Anyone know what this is? Thought it was a skin tag, but it's very thick. Just a mole, I agree. Could be a solitary nevus lipomatosis. I'm like 99.9% sure it's not a mole, lol, but thanks. Oh, okay, board certified derm here. I see this variant of moles all the time, balloon nevus. But if you're like 99.9% sure it's not, then I'll go with whatever you think. Are you thinking more like accessory scrotum? Who declared you an expert on anti-Semitism? My PhD committee, those who published my work, the Columbia Anti-Semitism Center, that awarded me an award on new perspectives in anti-Semitism. So absolutely qualified. I love Twitter people. Oh, and it's an NFT so, they're already a little stunted. Best angle yet, obvious foul. Learn the rules. They can make contact in the first 5 yards. Why am I even wasting my time? Enjoy getting ratioed, he says with his 7 likes. And he replied to Terry McAuley, former American football official. Well, oil. You quench in oil. Someone needs to watch the series Forged in Fire. I want an episode of Forged in Fire. I'm using water-quenching steel here called W2. I just executed the quench poorly. God bless and happy Thanksgiving. Isn't this punch alone capable of killing a normal human? How is Sam Wilson taking it? Really? I think you guys forget that shield is made with vibranium. The material that absorbs energy. I have written 700 comics, but has anyone read them? Me thinks the answer is no. I write Uncanny X-Men, Timmy. Also, it's a poster! It's a poster! It's not, are you really, questioning the physics and the making sense of it all of a fucking piece of marketing material? Come on, man. Facebook user encounters a genetics expert. This video is misleading, possibly deliberately so. There are people born with Y chromosomes who are female, and it is not that rare. To say so is not leftist. You just need an education in genetics. Further, there are people born intersex, and it's genetic. You look like a nice guy, Philip, but she is a pediatrician, and I'm the president of the International Genetics Federation. Candidate for Jersey City mayor just embarrassed some dude. Graduate from public school. Do you think this is enough qualification to be mayor? Mr. Ali looked for other job may at grocery stores. I graduated from Harvard Law, and there is nothing wrong with working at a grocery store. Amen. Maybe they were talking about a different hoe. I was at a conference, and a speaker dismissed my question by saying that I should check out the work of David Ho. Twitter doctor tries to argue about a player's injury with the player's dad. I am genuinely surprised that Christian Watson was able to practice today. There's a possibility he returns in week 6, but limit your expectations for him. FYI, it was not a high ankle sprain. That was just what they initially thought it was. He's pacing to expectation for what he has. I watched the video. Yes, it was. So you think watching a video precludes the actual MRI and the doctors reading it? Tasm, I've been doing this since 2017. I'm very good at what I do, with about an 85 to 90% accuracy just based off video. I know every single QB, RB, WR, TE's injury history. I'm confident in my abilities. Take care. Well, if you want to keep on spreading misinformation, in this case, based upon your 85 to 90% accuracy on video diagnosis, then have at it. I'm telling you, he had a mental sprain, not a high ankle sprain. That diagnosis didn't come from watching a video. It literally came from the doctors who examined him and read x-rays and MRIs, then proceeded to treat him. I'm done. Do with it what you will. Is the Commonwealth a corporation? And we should believe you why? Only because I have over 30 years of professional experience as a constitutional lawyer and have been cited with approval by the High Court of Australia, along with other superior courts in Australia and overseas as an expert on the subject. Should my friends watch Romulus blind? I'm currently convincing my friends to watch the new Alien. However, they have zero experience with the Alien franchise. I'm pretty sure they even managed to be blind about what the Xeno is. So I'm wondering if it's best to watch the new movie knowing nothing about them or go through Alien and Aliens first. It's a perfect entry point. How do you know? It's not even out yet. Oh, 'cause I made the film. Real talk though, I think Romulus is a better time if you haven't seen Alien or Aliens, because you won't be distracted by all the references and familiar faces, and it's a good movie, don't get me wrong, but it kind of feels like a fan film here and there. Got banned from the Alien subreddit for apparently trying to impersonate myself. That is amazing, dude. Idiot argues with meteorologist about meteorology. A category 6, it would be a tornado. Nope, those are different storms with different processes. Though hurricanes can produce tornadoes, it doesn't affect the overall categorical rating. Yes, it would be a tornado. Anything above category 5 would be a tornado. Yes. And they reply, no. Hashtag stop green screen kids? What does that even mean? What is a green screen kid? He's fine. No, he's not. It's my video. I say he's fine. Now this is how it's done. Watch local Denver reporter Kyle Clark call out Lauren Boebert for taking credit for federal funding in her district she voted against. This is getting a lot of traction, but it's nothing special. It's basic, straightforward journalism. I imagine every station in Denver did something very similar. Way to kick dirt on someone's good work. It's my work. From username checks out, a man of culture. What was his username? It was something like, I like boobs 1234. I like big boobs 77. You forgot the U in I like big boobs 77. Bro, that's him. Oh, he's literally him. I just watched an episode of One Piece and wanted to represent what's going on here with an AI-generated image for the enjoyment of my fans. Learn how to color properly, or learn how to draw to begin with. Not even in your dreams would you be able to make an illustration like this. I can do better. I can animate it, because I've been animating for One Piece, you idiot! A band holding up their own gold record is a band wearing their own t-shirt. A Redditor judging a band for showing off their prestigious award is a Redditor that hasn't earned one. You didn't see that one coming, did you? You know, I did. At some point writing that comment, I thought, I'm being an asshole. But what if I'm being a wrong asshole? I've been having a day and then you go and do something like this. And it's fucking amazing. I've never been so happy to be proven so wrong. I gladly eat my words. You've made my day. Can I ask who you are? Would I know your work? I'm so excited. And you've made my day. I'd rather not dox myself, as I'm sure you understand. You wouldn't recognize my name anyway, because I'm a producer, not an artist. Unless you're a super music nerd, because sometimes they follow producers. I love those people. Honestly, I should thank you for such a perfect setup. Bless you for taking it in the spirit I meant it. Just good fun. You don't seem to understand how research works. What science have you done in the past 5 years? Over 80 technical papers published since January 2022. What about you? That's nothing. You're going soft. Try harder. Now you're acting as if you were my boss. To those who say these are just papers, one of these papers introduced convolutional neural networks, ConvNets, in 1989. Every single driving assistance system today uses ConvNets. That includes Mobileye since 2014, Nvidia, Tesla, and just about everyone else. Elon Musk, you're such a fragile man. You're such a small, fragile man. Okay, 1. Your suggestions of jokes he should make has already been met plenty of times. 2, and this is just for my own curiosity's sake, but have you even read a full series of Spider-Man comics or watched a full Spider-Man TV series? I've been the consulting producer on multiple years of a Spider-Man TV show. I've written and been a consultant on multiple best-selling Spider-Man video games, and I've written more issues of The Amazing Spider-Man than any other human who has walked on the surface of this earth. Oof. Who should be riding the transit squid? Save the squid, take transit. Not sure, but that's a cuttlefish with those W-shaped pupils. Squid pupils are round. Well, this person's a squid biologist, so... Wishlist, a Stripe seminar on Zoom with some kind of Q&A. I have so many questions that I can't figure out from the site and their help chat. Hi Emily, I'd be very happy to hop on a Zoom with you if you'd like. I'm curious to hear more about what you're finding confusing. Rachel and Alali would love to host you as well if you're interested. How kind. It has to do with big surprise disputes. I don't know when I should and should not be taking action, and a couple of other things. Are you a Stripe adept? Yes, I know quite a bit about it. My brother and I started it. Feel free to email me and we can get something set up. You ought to study anthropology sometime. It might give you a clue about thousands of years old battles for land, not just globally, but especially in the Levant. Except Philip Proudfoot is an English anthropologist. Ask women who write Superman comics if she knows he's real or not. I am so happy, you all. That is the Superman I believe in. Do you realize that Superman is a fictitious character? What are you even trying to say with that? Like, what do you, what? Huh? I hate that people don't get her point of view. She literally gets death threats and has stalkers because of public information, and he isn't some poor person. What makes you say I'm not poor? I wasn't talking about you? Are you talking about Jack Sweeney? Yes, that's me. Michael Tolkien, I love your movies. I also love your novels that you adapted into movies. I just love ya. Tolkien would hate you. Hee. He's my dad. Happy birthday, Dad. I still love you, even though some guy named Rob on Twitter let me know you'd hate me. What a moron. Do you think a founder of Twitch wants to sell his Twitch account for $500? Ha 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 ha. Hi, Mrs. Woodsy. My name is Jacob. I was contacting you regarding your husband, Jacob Woodsy. I was trying to get into contact with him about his Twitch account, Jacob. If he was willing to possibly sell it, I would pay upwards to $500. Let me know if I can do anything, and thank you for your time. Is the person they name in fact your husband? Yes, he and his friends started Twitch, lol. Hi, if you have an issue with this troop providing suppressive fire, I cordially invite you to go train up, take arms, and go to the nation of your choice to fight for, insert cause here. When, if you return, you can then tell us all how virtuous you are. Thanks. Hi, James. That's me on the right. Fuck off. No, the $750 from FEMA for Hurricane Helen survivors is not a loan. Disaster assistance grants do not need to be repaid. The $750 is called Serious Needs Assistance and is an upfront, flexible payment to help cover essential items like food, water, baby formula, and medication. There are other forms of assistance survivors may qualify for, and Serious Needs Assistance is an initial payment while FEMA assesses your eligibility for additional assistance. Sorry, there's a lot of big boy words here. Have you read the fine print? Where did this information come from? Is this one on the website where they said it does not need to be repaid? You're replying to the official White House account, lol. I didn't know they had a Reddit account. Huh. Post-work family selfie from GOA. Does baby Tara look more? Look more what? Congratulations. And what happened to first legally wedded wife? Anyways, nice family picture. What does it matter to you, nosy auntie? Because I am still his legally wedded wife who was thrown out of house? It's happening! What's happening? It looks like the Warcraft team is releasing High-Res Paladin T2. Do you know you replied to the Warcraft team? Nope, and that's why I'm laughing so hard. I mean, I did ask, lol. It's okay, no judgment here. You stole the entire idea of Minecraft from Worm Online, including stealing assets like the string icon and more. Everything you've built was based on the theft from others. Rolf and I made Worm Online.
I posted a joke on Reddit and had 1,000 people tell me, hey loser, you stole this from r/white people Twitter. I followed the link and it was a screenshot of my joke. It's great. People don't look into anything at all. Unicorn founder and CEO of Twitch.tv, what? Y Combinator partner and Yale CS grad does not know software engineering. Excuse me? Maybe, just maybe, you don't understand how good software engineering works. Even more important, how it is done by good software engineers. If you think Zoom is even majority software engineers, I have some surprising news for you. Maybe you don't know how good software engineering works, Emmett, founder of Twitch.television. I didn't know who he was, so I have this condition, syndrome, I don't know. I'm just not good with faces. You're face blind. And my vision isn't the best either. This happened many, many years ago. A group of friends and I went off to watch some fairly famous local indie band and enjoyed a nice hour of chill and cool music. After the concert ended, I wanted to keep a memory of the occasion, so I asked the first guy I found to take a picture of us. He looked confused, my friends looked mortified, but he took it. After he left, they told me he was the main guitarist. I had just asked the guitarist to take a picture of total nobodies. None of my friends have allowed me to live this situation down, and I don't think they ever will. Well, that's kind of impressive, I have to say. Man with profile named after show Sons of Anarchy goes after Jason Isbell, not realizing that the show featured Isbell's music. All right? You're hack. I know that's not what it says. You are hack. Who should be served with a box ticket, clown. Hey, that show you named yourself after used some of my music. Love it. Are people on Twitter always in attack mode? Yeah, constantly, dude. That's kind of what it was built for, you know? Super fast action rage bait. Getting ready for the weekend. Happy Halloween. I'm not Tony Hawk. Random person explaining an astronaut, or explaining to an astronaut, remember the word, how space works. To be completely clear, at the altitude at which a Mach 10 hypersonic aircraft would be flying, the ejection suit, I don't know why I added suit to that, the ejection would be very survivable. The re-entry into the atmosphere in just a pressure suit, not so much. A Mach number is the ratio of an object's speed in a given medium to the speed of sound in that medium. Did you just copy, like, the Wikipedia headline? The ISS travels in a vacuum, so there's no medium. A Mach number doesn't even exist for a spacewalk. A, checks notes, gardener explaining how space things work to, an astronaut who actually worked in space. Twitter is amazing. There are few jobs I would say are impossible for 99.99% of the population. But astronauts, cosmonauts, whatever the hell you want to call them, I think we've always called them astronauts, I don't care. But point being, that's one of the hardest jobs ever. The scrutiny for who who gets to go up is more insane than like almost anything else, ma'am. Look at who gets to be president versus the, 4.5 people that have been allowed to go to space? Because you've got to be not just smart, you have to prove that you're smarter than most of the population that has ever lived. Now, there's probably at least a few astronauts that completely watch EmKay. I mean, why wouldn't they? This is top tier content, of course. They're probably watching this right now, hearing me say this, and they're thinking to themselves, well, I'm stupid. Well, no, trust me. The guy you're listening to right now, Scott Kelly, subscriber to EmKay, that guy's stupid. You know what's not stupid, though? The new merch over at EmKayShop.com. Make sure you head on over and use code BOOBIN at checkout for free shipping. A classic case of r/Dontyouknowwhoiam Obi-Wan. Now, that's a name I've not heard in a long, long time. I think my uncle knows him. He said he was dead. He's not dead. Not yet. You know him? Well, of course I know him. He's me. Yeah? Okay, I guess. I personally don't see it, but sure. This dude telling famous producer and rapper John Wayne that his music isn't hip-hop. Famous who? Never heard the name. Not hip-hop, but very cool arrangement. This is news to me. Don't get me wrong. Sweet timing and neat arrangement. Zero knocks in talent and hardware. No problem, and thanks for listening. I appreciate the input. I was just taken off guard. First time someone told me what I was doing wasn't hip-hop. Guess there's a first for everything. Bro, we get it. You don't like the game, but a lot of people do and are enjoying the game. Go make cocks on Zelda or something for real. That's literally my quote at the top. Wait, really? Hey, I've been seeing a lot of Gene lately. I love it. I love it. People are quite stupid. I mean, I am too. Not saying that I'm in the camp of smart people by any means, but geez. Vindman is both puppet and puppeteer. Question is, who pulls his strings? Musk is a fascist troll. His rhetoric is the same as Bannon's, who organized a recent globalist puppet masters conference. Define fascist, liar. Bet you can't. Okay, let's see. All right. She wrote the book on fascist, is it modernities? Modernities? I don't know. I've never really figured out how to say that word from the get-go. But check that out. Define it. Well, here's the book I wrote on it. So how about you kiss my ass? A Capitol police officer who was nearly crushed to death in one of the most frightening situations I can imagine. Why? He got compressed a little. He'll live with a fat taxpayer pension. Have you been paying attention to what the pigs have been doing to us for the last century plus? Imagine asking Robert Evans at I Write OK, host of Behind the Bastards, creator of It Could Happen Here, Behind the Police and Uprising, a guide from Portland, Portland Riot regular and streamer and owner of Hand Smashed by a Proud Boy, if he's been paying attention. Outstanding. That was a lot, so many words crushed together in a way that was almost unreadable, but I do get what you're saying. Ah, yes, I'm Nielsen. Lost the title after he annoyed the FIDE president with questions about transparency. That's not how the norms work, my guy. But I like your attempt to egg him, though. Just for the record, I do know how norms work. We covered them briefly in a recent I.O. seminar, alongside how to calculate performance rating, though the norm requirements themselves I knew beforehand in less intricate detail. No context for me, man. But sure. Netflix emails a recommendation for Kunk on Earth to Diane Morgan, who plays Philomena Kunk. I really hope I'm saying that name correctly. I don't know what else it would be. I'm sorry. We've just added a TV program you might like. Netflix has just sent me an email suggesting I might like this. Well, do you like it or not, Diane? Do you? Answer. Do you think Blue Marvel could do this to 616 Hulk? No, it would be a toss-up. He couldn't just one-shot the Hulk. That would be disrespectful. The way I look at it, the Blue Marvel can hang with and beat anybody when it comes to the top-tier heroes. But they could also beat him up as well. It depends on what the story is and who's writing it. Same case for Sentry, you think? I like this interpretation. Blue Marvel is the guy you put in someone's path to stop them. And he may not win, but they're not going to get past him either. I have no idea what the Blue Marvel is. What is this? Cornelius Clay, blah, blah, blah. Sent only ever loses to bad writing. He one-shot a Beyonder. You're high. For those who do not know, Kevin created Blue Marvel. So you're literally telling the creator of a character that he is high AF in his evaluation of his own character's power levels. I'm gonna have to look into this Blue Marvel. I've never heard of this character before, ever. Hope you didn't pay for those on printables. Wait, what? USS Enter what the does that say? Okay, whatever. I hope you didn't pay for those F-14s. Those are free on printables.com. I know, I designed them and the ship. The jets are still free on all sites. Bro, you did an amazing job. You also did the MiG-23, didn't you? I don't know what this is for, but kinda cool nonetheless. Knowledge via marriage. I don't have screenshots, but I, female, once gently corrected a woman on social media regarding an erroneous statement she made about mental health, mostly because I didn't want other people to think what she said was accurate. She immediately replied that she knew what she was talking about because she was married to a mental health professional. My reply, well, my husband is also married to a mental health professional. Oh, I love it. Someone who thinks that they're smart by proxy. Well, my wife's a doctor, so I absolutely know what I'm saying to be true. Oh yeah? Well, I fucking am a doctor, jackwagon. User over at r/chess posts an 8-year-old puzzle. The original poster of the puzzle replies. Oh boy, here we go. Show this to your students. Ask them to guess what's behind the gray square. Most will be shocked by the answer. If you know, don't spoil. How the hell would I know? That's confusing as hell, man. Okay, I don't know. The answer from 8 years ago. Please don't tell me you were scrolling down 8 years so far. Please say that you got this saved. Little bit of both. I'm the original poster. That's the coolest plot twist I've seen all week. A legendary internet moment. This is a real Ford F-150 moment, that's for sure. A 1997 Honda Civic moment, if you will. Ah yes, a random YouTube or a random what is a psychologist expert. Ah yes, random commenter didn't take the time to see that I'm a licensed counselor and drama therapist in the psychology field for 10 years. It's also great that whoever wrote that comment can't write worth shit. Ah yes, random YouTube is a psychologist expert. What? Dinesh D'Souza finds out who Academy Award-winning writer and director Billy Ray is. Let's see. I have no idea who you are, but I've made the 2 most successful political documentaries of the last decade. You, on the other hand, have not. Me, Captain Phillips, The Hunger Games, Richard Jewell, The Comey Rule, Breach, Shattered Glass, etc. You, a felony conviction. Stand down, asshole. You're bad for my country. Okay? Work on your reading comprehension. I'm trying, okay? I am doing my best, I promise. Let's see. You need to work on your reading comprehension. The highlighted portion of the study does not say what you seem to think it does. I'm acutely aware of what's written, in this. I co-authored the paper, dickhead. See my name, Kirsty Miller, at the top? Ooh, love it. I love it when the person that literally made it comes out of the woodwork or is involved right from the get-go, and the person responding has no idea that they're stupid. Imagine telling someone to really up on their reading comprehension, you know, only to not have any yourself. This user asks Summoning Salt to try it out in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. For those of you that don't know, Summoning Salt holds the world record in 6 of the 7 major Mike Tyson's Punch-Out categories. You know, I had no idea of that at all. I've been watching his videos for quite some time now because they're really, really interesting to go through. But I don't know why I didn't think that he would also be a world record holder. Wrong. If you uppercut him during his windback animation for the hook, you get a star. He also throws them constantly when at high health. He almost always throws 2 from the start of the match, followed by 2 uppercuts, if the only inputs you make are to dodge or attack. And it's not guaranteed, or a guaranteed knockdown on him, unless you hit him with blah 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 blah. You're right. You can get a star from his hooks, but not the type of star you can instantly knock him down with, which is what Sinister was looking for. That's because he's exploiting a glitch. There's no different type of star, there's only one type. Okay. I mean, there's sort of 2 different types in that scenario. You need to get him into the instant knockdown pattern to beat him quickly, and to do that, he needs to go down for uppercuts and get a star when he does. But no, you can get as many of those stars off his uppercuts as you want, and the instant knockdown always works. Well, yeah, as long as you keep hitting the timing right and getting stars, but if you mess up the timing and hit him, but get no stars, miss the timing more than once or twice and it won't give you an instant KO. I'm not quite sure what you mean. From what I can tell, as long as you get the star from the uppercut, you never lose the ability to one-hit KO him. From what you can tell. Try it for yourself and see. I did. Did you try it? People regurgitating knowledge from watching YouTubers or streamers or someone else do something that you have not done. Just because you know some information doesn't mean you know everything. Would you look at that? Summoning Salt is first in, wow, all of that. Kinda crazy. Professional stunt writer Sarah Lazito is an amateur. What now? Trying to control that one friend that just gets too drunk. And this, children, is a graphic example of why professional stunt riders employ a lanyard to pin pin, which kills the motor as soon as the rider is a certain distance from the machine. Amateurs, on the other hand, provide content graphically displaying their inability to grasp basic concepts. Man, and even that got 2 little thumbs up and laughing reactions, I guess. I don't understand how Facebook works anymore, but can you imagine being this stupid? Luckily, I can't. Stay in school, PhD in chemistry. No, it's not. The metal is harmless. You're confusing it with mercury or with compounds of gallium, which have completely different properties. Stay in school. I've just finished my PhD in chemistry. Might I direct you to my paper on gallium chemistry and oh, well, that's a word I've never seen. Either way, most of this sub to me is just, can you imagine telling somebody with a PhD to stay in school? What the hell do you mean stay in school? They're a doctor, you dipshit. I think they've conquered school. Olympian marathoner Molly Seidel gets coached on an airplane. Wait, what? On my flight, I was talking to a guy next to me and it came up that I run. He starts telling me how I need to train high mileage and pulls up analysis he's made of pro runners training on his phone. The pro runner was me. It was my training. I didn't have the heart to tell him. Why not? You shouldn't let people do crap like this. Like, I didn't f***ing ask. What are you doing? What are you talking about? What, is he gonna f***ing explode if you tell him that, hey, by the way, I'm the pro here. I don't know what you're talking about. That's me, by the way. So I ordered a Josh Giddey jersey a few weeks ago, and they sent me an extra. Anyone want a free Giddey jersey? Yeah, I want it. He don't know you, little bro. What do you... I think the f*** he does, actually. Nah, I don't know you, little bro. Christ. Damn, that's nasty. People die falling like that. The muscle flexion after she hit the ground is very concerning. That probably means her brain was seriously injured. LOL. You a doctor? Boxers do this getting knocked out all the time. Doesn't mean her brain is severely injured. Pseudo doctors on Twitter, man. Not a doctor, but a former EMT. Yeah, you don't have to be a doctor to know these things, but hey, being a trained EMT, that stuff's gonna stick with you probably the rest of your life, you know? Everybody so wants to jump on every response for every reason now that they more often than not end up looking like dingleberries. Your article is filled with either lies or inaccuracies, but either way, it's pretty much bullshit. Good job, LOL, and read the article. This is a well-respected journalist who has covered Korea and this crisis for decades. Show some respect. It's an article about me, dumbass. It's just showing that guy did not read the article. Or if he did, wow, he somehow doesn't know who Seth Rogen is? Man, can you hold this baby? My grandmother had no idea who she had just handed me to. When I was only a few months old, my mom, dad, and my grandmother ran into a woman who was being driven around in a limousine. My mother and father recognized her immediately, but my grandmother did not. My mom asked the woman if they could get a picture together, and the woman agreed. So my dad stepped back a few paces to take the picture. However, just before he snapped it, my grandmother, for some reason, handed me through the open door to the woman in the limousine. She was sitting in the back seat with her feet outside the car. My dad took the picture at that moment. Afterwards, as they were walking away, my mother was completely mortified that my grandmother had done that. Would you realize who that was? She didn't have a clue. That was Lady Bird Johnson. Oh, weird. My grandmother, in a moment of complete spontaneity, had just dumped me square into her lap. Mrs. Johnson was on a tour to meet the public and raise support for her husband shortly after he had just taken office. Kennedy had been shot only 6 or 7 months prior to this. Apparently, they had stopped for lunch, and that's why my family had bumped into her. She had happily agreed to a photo together, but hadn't expected that at the last moment my grandmother would hand her a baby. So, at my mom's house in one of our family albums, there's a photo in black and white of me as a baby being held by the perplexed-looking but very gracious First Lady of the United States of America. Where's the photo? Come on, where is it? Man! A simple bio check could have been nice. I'm sure it could have been. I love women telling men how their bodies work. Wait, what? Actually, I'm a urologist debunking crappy myths that hurt people. By the way, not a single male urologist I know endorses semen retention either. Excuse me, what retention? They're doing what? Is that like tantra shit? What are you talking about? She's literally the woman in the picture. My niece yelled, "It's you and Mom," while watching Wednesday. The bottom picture is totally not like 20 years old. What the hell are you talking about? Whatever, doesn't matter. Weird first date. Hell yeah, if that's how they are on the first date, the sky's the limit, right? Those weirdos are meant for each other and I love it. Who's this comedian? I've seen him post a few times here and he's really funny. You literally replied to him. I can't see a picture of the guy's face, but he is always on the front page of Reddit. Always. I cannot... What is his name, damn it? He's probably one of the best crowd workers I've seen, like, ever. Snape is all gray. You can't make him a saint. He was vindictive and bullying. You can't make him a devil. He died to save the wizarding world. No, he died to clear his conscience, okay? I'm not a big fan of JK anymore, but can you imagine? Remember, you see that question I keep asking? Can you imagine? That's the theme of today's video. But can you, for a moment, telling the author, the creator of a world, what a character's motivation was? A character they invented from the ground up? Again, I don't like JK right now, or really at all anymore personally, but Jesus, man. Just because you're a fan does not mean you suddenly know it all, pal. It's deeply depressing that the killer app of contemporary machine learning is bullshit generation. We literally solved protein folding. I may not know what that means, but it sounds big. You know, it feels big. Protein folding does sound like a killer death metal band name, by the way. Don't forget, I am the guy that made it happen. A short story about a special invite. Now, before I begin, I do hope this is allowed, but I'll not share any screenshots as it would clearly identify me and the person who does not know who I am. I got an invite today to an online event for a tech company that partners with mine. The invite lays out how special and fantastic it will be, and that I really should attend. I'm the host. The ghost host? Don't leave us hanging though. Are you going or not? Might as well. Nothing better to do. I'll let you know if it's any good. You should decline the invite and give the reason that you know the host personally and have a problem with them. Former head of FBI counterintelligence. Ooh. You clearly don't understand the law when it comes to classified documents. Here, a tweet to support my assertion. Oh, please tell me more. This is the greatest site in the universe. The level at which people can make themselves look dumb has never been seen before. Thank you, Twitter. It's called Twitter. It will always be Twitter. It's not X. I'm not a dingleberry. I don't know why that word has been forced back into my vocabulary lately. I must have watched a movie where they said it a lot. Interviewer asks the band's guitarist. Oh boy. Age 23. From Los Angeles, California. Who was the best band? System of a Down. Biggest surprise? System of a Down. I just thought those guys were the best. Verdict? If you guys missed System of a Down, you missed everything. They blew me away. That's the band's guitarist. I've seen this image a few times and had no idea because I don't recall any of their songs off the top of my head, so of course I wouldn't really know what any of them look like. It would have taken 2 seconds to Google his name. Oh, here we go. DJ tips. Play at least 50% your own music in your set. Avoid toxic, failing artists and their negative energy. Post 3 times per week on TikTok. Find a manager that will fight for you. Realize that interesting brand is better than skilled music producer. What if, as a DJ, your own music simply isn't as good as the rest out there? My content is obviously directed at professional house and techno DJs. It sounds like you may have some work to do in the studio first. Wishing you all the best. I've done a few bits over the years, mate. Wait, hold on a second. I help DJs. Make sure you're posting 3 times a week on TikTok. I get it. I do get it. Also, I love that realizing that interesting brand over skilled music producer. I understand that branding for a lot of people trumps so many things. I mean, look at me. I have an iPhone. Technically speaking, there are many Android phones out there that will do way more for the same money, if not a bit cheaper. I do say a bit cheaper, because if you tell me that the flagship Samsung phones are somehow way cheaper than the flagship iPhones, no. But you know what I'm getting at. The reason Apple is so big is because, well, I mean, it was all about that beautiful brand. To be fair to both of these people, I don't know who either of them are, and I googled them both. Still not sure what the DJ has done after seeing his top songs. My favorite thing about this sub is people who know absolutely dick about the topic of the OP saying, I've never heard of either of them. Talk about missing the point. Me talking about fossils, random man interrupts me. I follow a page called Scottish Fossils on Instagram. Oh cool, that's me. No, this is someone else. They have a PhD. Yeah, it's me. Do you have tattoos? Excuse me? Wait, hold on a second. I feel like No, I don't recognize the tiny photo. Weird. He's the director for the event location. The allegation that the tournament venue was never booked was frankly baffling. It was 1,000,000,000% booked. You have any proof of this? Techport Center Arena isn't showing or even mentioning anything Smash related on their upcoming event calendars before or after it was canceled. I do. I'm their director of esports and gaming and have been planning this with Justin and our community for a while now. Thank you for clarifying. Oh, there you go. Anecdote. Once went to pitch a comedy drama to a certain commissioner. He expressed doubt that I had the right tone for the channel. Suggested I watch something called A Child's Christmases in Wales. I mean, I wrote that. that, I said politely. I don't think you've been to this country. I was born there. One thing about Afghans is that the average Afghan looks like they could be a model. Okay, where are the comments for this? Afghans are beautiful, but bro, the vast majority don't have colored eyes. If you go to Afghanistan, maybe 2 to 3% of the people there will have the classic green eyes. I don't think you've been to Afghanistan. 85% have colored eyes there. I was born there. Can almost certainly confirm that no, the majority have dark eyes. I've spent around 6 years on Twitter, or working on Twitter for Android, and can say that this is wrong. By the way, I'd like to apologize for Twitter being super slow in many countries. The app is doing over 1,000 poorly batched RPCs just to render a home timeline. So, the guy who owns Twitter and has access to the entire system is wrong, but the random internet dude is right. I'm gonna say incredulity. You know you're the random dude, right? I actually helped build this thing. Yeah, I love that. Someone paid for a checkmark to feel special and thought that Elon Musk actually had more knowledge than one of the guys that fucking built the website. Which, by the way, Elon has never done a bit of. He created El Tigre. Let's see. Super Mario fan art over the years. How the hell did he nail the El Tigre art style? Tom thought she tweeted for a living. All right, let's see. Excellent, but watch the documentary. Weird of you to reply to a tweet of mine professing an all-seeing eye on U.S. politics and constitutional affairs off the back of watching one documentary. Man, the amount of extrapolation these dipshits can pull out of thin air is insane. Hey, maybe you should watch the documentary though. Interesting that you said all these weird, random, stupid, ridiculous things without actually saying a fucking one of them. Maybe try doing a degree in it and working there for 4 months. Help my understanding is all. I'm a constitutional lawyer, Tom, and Tom is a dipshit. The uncredited English translator, all right? Pachinko, by whoever, was an incredible book. The uncredited English translator really captured all the nuances of the native Hangul. Thank you. It was written originally in English by an American. Me. I was credited as the author. God damn. You don't know who Will Wheaton is, do you? Will Wheaton? All right, let's see. I loved The Last Jedi. It hit all the right notes for me, and seeing it in the Chinese theater surrounded by my fellow nerds was glorious. The Force was with us. Oh, and I went in costume for the first time ever because I'm a damn adult and I get to decide what that means. That's Star Trek, dumbass. You just showed why everyone who liked that trash are morons. You don't know who Will Wheaton is, do you? I bet this earned him a block. Hell, I'm pretty sure even I'm blocked by Will Wheaton. Why? I don't know. I feel like one day he ran a script to block like 50% of Twitter users. Best in the world. Rando on Reddit. Awesome. That's not easy. Thank you, and you're right. God knows I've tried. Nice lap. He's got a bright future in sim racing. If I could make a suggestion, no one asked you to make a suggestion, I'd recommend turning off the look to Apex feature along with any other camera movement. He holds the world record, dude. I don't think he's looking for any suggestions from a random guy on Reddit. Yeah, even if you're right, your opinion was not asked for. I apologize for the little giggle. That just came out now. I'm sorry. OP claimed a handler who was bitten by his cobra died within 30 minutes and was refuted in the comments. The link is a peer-reviewed paper on the snake deaths or on snake deaths in India. Oh boy. Bullshit bot reposter. Indian cobras almost never kill with their poison. Even if they do, it's not going to be in 30 minutes. On top of that, this is a snake handler. He has a high immunity because he was bitten a lot before, and he should have antidotes ready. What the heck? Are you an expert on cobras now? It's the most dangerous snake in the world. Unfortunately for you, yes. It's not every day you'd find someone who can pull out their peer-reviewed research article to refute your bogus claim. Must be a bad day for OP. I hope it is. Mark is an openly gay media analyst and writer. Random thought. The obsession with Harry Styles' sexuality fascinates me. Because it's where a new generation's golden rule, sexuality is fluid, you can choose from dozens of identities, etc., crashes into an older rule. Tell us who you are so we can decide what we think of you. Unless you're queer, you should be listening to queer fans on this topic, not commenting on it. There are things that impact us that others don't understand or care about. Not to worry. Why does anybody care about Harry Styles' sexuality? I don't give a f***. I don't care. What does it matter? Oh, he wants to wear a dress. Okay, cool, dude. Doesn't affect me. I don't give a shit. Just to be clear, Judd tweets lefty slanted popular information and opinion for a living. He He's about as far from a lawyer as you could possibly get. Lol. So please don't take his take on anything. Well, without a grain of salt, I don't know. Just to be clear, I am a lawyer. I'm a graduate of Georgetown Law and a member of the Maryland Bar. Nuh-uh. Trying to dunk on an invincible artist for using their own invincible? What does that? Oh, from the show. Okay, and the books. What? I don't know. I did not know what you were talking about. I thought you meant there was an artist out there that could not be killed. It hurts, but I had to do it. AI art. It's not art. Actual artists. Look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power. Very ironic you made this post without using your own art. God, that's embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. Did Paul Graham actually read Paul Graham essays written by Paul Graham? We'll never know. What are the best Paul Graham essays to read? Recommendation, please. Tri-Cities and Ambition. How to do great work and how to write usefully. Have you actually read those? Yeah, I've read all three, actually. No one ever reads the goddamn name. Well, I mean, nowadays on Twitter, it's not really... the checkmark got ruined, so you can't really trust much. You most certainly did not take that. That's a rather famous photograph by the Canadian photographer Luke Anthony Graham. You didn't look at my profile yet, did you? Nope, and it's too funny. I recognized the photo as yours instantly. Never thought it would actually be you, my dude. I like your work and hate when people steal others' work, as it's just crass to take credit for what others do. It's worse to steal it and sell it, but to do it for points is bad enough. Okay, I'm actually glad I was wrong. All good, my man. I hate when people steal others' work too, so you're just doing your part. He kills all of them effortlessly without using his Pokemon. He's incredibly durable and powerful, like Galaxy level. Ash isn't remotely close to Galaxy level durability. Read his respect thread. You mean the one I made? The one in the OP? I don't think I put any Galaxy level feats in there. This video was stolen from Marie Pax on TikTok. Walking to the police station to turn myself in right now. I stole my own video. Contrary to popular belief, I give up on trying to find locations a lot, but this one specifically I've not been able to give up on. I'm opening it to the public. A follower sent this to me in December. She had almost lost her mom 5 years ago and wants to know where they took this. Someone tag that kid who can look at literally any photo with almost no context and find the exact location. You are the one. I didn't realize. He is the one. It happened. A reviewer suggested that I familiarize myself with the work of, what is that? To understand the oh, I see your name. All right. Asking Peter Crouch if he has been to a Premier League game. Who's that? I know it's only a game and some things are much bigger, but imagine all of our games went ahead this weekend. Black armbands, silences observed, national anthem, royal band playing, etc. to the millions around the world watching. Isn't that a better send-off? Silences wouldn't be observed though, would they? Have you ever been to a Premier League game? Let me guess. This guy's been to a lot. I don't know. Have you never been to Switzerland or seen the rail system there? Well, at least you used Mr. And yes, I have 15 years working on the rail systems, and I can tell you, between the rails is the dirtiest, nastiest, most unsafe place to put anything needing light and not to be impacted by everything that falls from rail cars and locomotives. You have a most pleasant day. You son of a bitch. In a conversation about dinosaurs, a paleontologist comes in to talk about Utahraptor? No, Utahraptor. And the OP cites his own artwork back at him without realizing. Surprisingly wholesome ending though. Alright, that's a little small, let me zoom in here. After a discussion with some friends, I wanted to ask your opinion. Who would win? A polar bear or, well, that big fluffy dinosaur bastard? Well, I'd love to vote for... I don't know how to pronounce the word. Quit saying it, I'm begging you. This one looks a bit large, like 7+ meters when it was probably in the 5 to 6 meter range. It's fairly accurate for its size. The tail's a tiny bit longer, but that's likely due to the feathers on it. Hey, check that name out right there on the art you're using, buddy. I'm sorry, Scott, for going against you. You obviously know more about them than I do. I didn't mean to use your own skeletal against you for comedic purposes. I legit just didn't read your name. That's my bad. It's fine, and it gave me a good chuckle this morning. I think the raptor life reconstruction in the original image is lovely, but a bit too large overall. Maybe we'll find bigger specimens someday, but that probably shouldn't be the basis for this sort of comparison. I never argue against a paleontologist. I'm far from qualified to do that. Again, I'm very sorry. It's all good. A man tries to tell What's So Not that he's not even DJing. I don't know what that means. Okay. The trees are talking. Deadass stumbled on these kids having a bunker rave in a forest and jumped on the decks. I love the way the DJ makes out like he's in the mix. It's called a breakdown, dude. The tune is a banger, though. Always gets the crowd pumping. Well, actually, running a tight loop with space effects and reverb while increasing the pitch on the wide mode, which creates it. That's a lot of goddamn words that no one gets. At least I don't. That and volume dynamic on the TS. No, I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, we get it. We get it. I know what you're saying, but oh, God, you're just saying words to me. Always credit the artist. Well, yeah. My deepest apologies to this artist. Thank you for the banger art. I've been watching a few of your streams, and I gotta say, it was never my intention to hurt you. Your art is pog. I'll credit them properly in the future. Again, I was in the wrong here, I guess. Regarding Oppenheimer, from someone who has a degree in film, it's one of the greatest movies ever made. Okay. Some people can't handle dialogue or 3-hour movies, and that's fine. It's not for everyone. But this was an absolute masterclass in writing, score, and cinematography as a whole. It's a perfectly good movie, but if you think it's one of the greatest films ever made, that degree didn't do you much good. Did me plenty good. Got me an Emmy. Oh, I don't recognize the... Well, it is Instagram, right? Also, I definitely disagree that it's one of the greatest movies ever made. Is it amazing? Absolutely. But that's art for you, baby. It's not objectively one thing or another. Everybody's going to have a different opinion on it. And for the record, he's right about everything else in my opinion. Like, holy shit. I just don't think it's one of the greatest ever made. Mainly because it's just not made for me, you know? And that's totally fucking fine. Because even though I disagree with that point, he's probably still right on it anyway. Agent Orange is nothing compared to the nerve gas the US sprayed during Vietnam. Thousands and thousands of gallons of nerve agent. The US did not use nerve agents in Vietnam. Lol. K. I mean, I wrote a whole history of nerve agents. Happy to point you to my book and other books on the subject. Do more research. You know, Dan, you're great, but pointing this dip toward a book? You know he can't read. Obviously. Do your research. Do more research. Just gonna leave this here. Note the similarity of the author's name to mine. Do more research. The history of nerve agents from Nazi Germany to Putin's Russia. Sounds so fun. Mark Russinovich is CTO of Microsoft Azure. Software Development Engineer 2 is a position that matches about 3 years of industry experience. All right, let's see here. This is from the Amazon recruitment team. I found your profile while searching for software engineers who might be interested in development. Let's see. Would you be considering the opportunity with Amazon? Looks like I need to fix up my profile. Recruiters I think they just smoke crack all day long. I genuinely think recruiters are insane. You have to be at least a little bit to do that job, right? Advice on getting somewhere substantial. For the person who wrote the book on Rust programming. Doesn't matter. I won't use software that's made by a company that intentionally mistreats its employees, and I will actively advocate against companies I work for using it. Whatever. OMG. You'll never get anywhere substantial with that attitude. Long work hours can be a real joy if you love what you do. Yeah, for usually like the first week, you freaking dork. Then after that, you start hating what you do. And then you don't want to do it anymore at all. If you don't like it, don't apply. Well, I graduated college 2 years ago and made 6 figures, or make 6 figures. I quite literally wrote the book on the Rust programming language. I'm somewhere substantial. Okay, all right. It seems a little, never mind. When arguing about the boats crossing the English Channel, perhaps you guys should try reading the article. The bigger problem may be for the blah, blah, blah. I can't even read what they said, thank you. I wrote the article. As I said, the Dublin regulation applied to channel crossings, but the criteria were difficult to apply, not impossible. The House of Commons Library report says that 20% of Dublin transfers in 2019 were to France. Okay. Asking the producer if he's seen the film. Trust me, this is the most original movie you will see this year. Sean Patrick Flannery should win the Academy Award, and I'm not kidding. So you've seen this movie? Yes, I have, about 100 times. I made it. Okay, I'm glad that people are verifying when they say something like, oh, this movie's the worst movie ever made, or oh, you should get an Oscar for this, it's incredible. I'm glad there's at least one person going, you have watched it, right? And the only reason that we do that is because of that freaking dork that said that Parasite should not have won an Oscar because I don't really know what the reason was because it wasn't valid, as at the end of his little dip review, he just had to let it be said, sorry, that he didn't watch the movie at all. So unfortunately, we do have to ask but just Google, man. Did they die? That girl was completely still. Any idea what the word electrocuted means? Are you even remotely educated? I'm actually an electrician. I know more about this than you. No need to be an asshole. You can go catatonic from a massive shock, or your heart could give out. It's a genuine question whether she survived or not. I think maybe a week ago, I want to say when recording, I asked about electrocuted versus electrified, because I always assumed electrocuted meant you were killed, you were executed, but I guess there's a lot more nuance to that word than I previously knew. Sim Racer tells a real-life GT driver that he's driving wrong. GT driver? You know what? Don't care. Sorry to say that, but IMO ACC, dude, you've typed a f***ing book as a comment? Can we just write some of these things out? Sorry, but an IMO ACC is holding back your potential a lot. I was watching hours of GT3 onboards with pro drivers just alone this year, and they really drive iRacing lines now. Genuinely could not give less of a crap about everything that you're saying. Makes no sense to me. It means nothing to me. What's the response? ACC is the best GT simulator out there, IMO. The thing holding back my potential is probably the fact I haven't been in a car for 2 years. Like in general? Twitter user urges the actor to see the original movie, Tamil, from which the new movie, Hindi, is remade from. Sadly, he forgot that the actor he was talking to was the star of the original movie. But did he watch it, though? I mean, think about it. Awesome trailer, guys. Dynamic and huge. Can't wait to see this in theaters. All the very, very best. All right, let's see. Sir, please see the original one. It was so much fun. Sir, he lived the original one. I'm sure that he agrees. In Stack Overflow comment, both were really cool about it. All right, what are they talking about? So I don't know what Stack Overflow means. So that did fix the issue, but could you explain why this worked and this didn't? All the documentation from the developer would imply otherwise. What documentation are you referring to? I'm the developer, by the way. That's by the spec. The reference within the current schema is, wow. Great library. Thank you for contributing it for the rest of us. As for your question, I could have sworn that I saw it in examples on... I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, we get it. We understand this one, but there are so many of these, at least today, where I'm reading another damn language. I'm sorry. I'm out of the loop on so many things because I'm an idiot and not everyone can know about everything. So these ones are cool. Glad they're here. Don't get it. Congressman complained that AOC won to AOC. At one point, when Crowley was on stage, Cortez recalled that an older male member of Congress sat down next to her, gestured up, and apparently not aware of who he was talking to, said, "It's a real shame that girl won. I turned and said, you know that's me, right?" She recalled. And obviously, his face turns pale. They do feel shame. They just don't give a crap. If you would have taken some STEM classes, you would understand that correlation does not equal causation. I don't think you need STEM classes for that. I feel like that's something you learn in like the 5th grade, you dork. I'm a Caltech educated software engineer. I'm possible that oh, I see, you messed up. It's possible that I might understand why it is that a lack of humanities literacy is causally sorry, I'm having a really rough day. Is causally correlated to a loss of social structure and a vulnerability to fascism. Big words. Reddit user asks OP if he stole the idea of the mask from a band album cover, not realizing he was asking the creator of the art. All right, who are we dealing with? Did you steal that mask from whatever album? No, I made it. Don't you know who I am, you fool? Have you ever used this thing that you made? I'm a freelance software developer who occasionally works alongside the in-house teams of larger organizations when the project calls for it. A few years ago, I wrote and released an open source package for a very specific use case in a very niche market space. During a recent Zoom call with an external team, the lead developer was going over the project specification and pointed out a dependency they were using. He said something along the lines of, "We're using this and I'm not sure who wrote it, but what it does is, whatever, have you used it? It was my package." Yeah, I think I might actually know the guy. If socialists understood economics, they wouldn't be socialists. Could you you define socialism? Could you even define economics? Here, I wrote the script for this video. Also, I taught economics for a living. Yeah, but that's not valid and you're stupid and actually you're wrong. These are the people potentially calling the biggest moment in baseball in a long time. Raise your hand if you don't know who any of them are. Paul, we've literally hung out. That's the sort of tweet you make at the expense of your buddies, like, oh, look at these nerds. Who the hell even are they? Guy tells the inventor of the Unified Modeling Language he doesn't know anything about UML. If you knew anything at all about UML, you'd know it's already capable of this. Dude, I invented the UML. Tweet author gets told to check magazine that cites the very own tweet thread they're writing on. I don't know why that title felt strange to read. Trick I want to see. A document in a conventional format, such as PDF, which mentions its own MD5 or SHA1 hash in the text and is right. What? I think you should read my favorite magazine. You realize that's me they're citing, right? Of course not. My bad. But nice to meet you. Is it by chance inspired by Drive By Night? I am the author of that webtoon. Thank you for the don't you know who I am response. Always appreciate that. The problem is acting like you're the original owner of the picture. If you'd stated in your title that it was someone else, it would have been fine. My bad. OP's the owner. Yeah, well, I don't even need to see his response now. Fella who has his car tinted thinks he can tell me, a professional installer, about quality. Oh, I'm sure. Window tint. Personally, I like 3M window tint, but they're expensive and lower quality than Lumar or Suntech. You would know about that lower quality. You can't afford the expensive tint. Okay. Well, I'm a professional installer, so I'm quite aware of what quality it is. As another professional installer, I'll agree with Stromboy. 3M, big doo-doo. Adhesive failure and discoloration way sooner than a lot of other brands. Happy Cake Day. Yeah, 3M's a great name. That's it. Oh yeah, well, all the reviews I've read about 3M window tint are all positive reviews, and most people had great things to say about them. You sure you're a professional? Maybe a so-called professional who doesn't know what they're talking about. Like I said, you can't afford the expensive tint, so how would you know about 3M? They literally just told you how they would know. They don't have to be able to afford that tint as a professional installer to know. Probably because they have to install it for a bunch of dipshits like you a lot. Good God, you little moron. Asking a journalist, where were you in 2016 when the Supreme Court was on the line? Because with all due respect to Senator Feinstein, I'm hoping that's correctly pronounced, millions of Americans' rights and lives hang on who gets appointed to the federal courts. Her death can make the difference between life and death, between rights and loss of rights, for millions of others. That's not hyperbole. Where the hell were you in 2016? We told you mofos that the court was on the line, so don't come now and pretend you care. Have several seats? Oh, sweetheart. One Supreme Court appointee can make a difference. The next president may have the chance to fundamentally remake the court for decades beyond his or her time in office. Twitter user explains what being the chess world champion is like to Garry Kasparov. That's a big yikey moment, that's for sure. Carlsen's withdrawal was a blow to chess fans, his colleagues at the tournament, the organizers, and, as the rumors and negative publicity swirl in a vacuum, to the game. The world title has its responsibilities, and a public statement is the least of them here. Those players that become world champions experience some shattering pressure and mental strain. It takes a toll. Sometimes they want to move on and do other things. Remember Bobby Fischer, or the dude who defeated USSR? Methinks they have the right to live and be happy. Sure, but Google who the hell you're speaking to. Seriously, just do it. It's so easy. No. I'm sorry, no, not the Tony Hawk ones. No, I won't do it. We're not doing this. The Tony Hawk ones are cheating. I'm pretty sure that the first time Tony Hawk tweeted about someone not recognizing him, that was the invention of this subreddit. So no, we're not citing the ancient Tony Hawk texts, okay? The TPM has nothing to do with Secure Boot. What? The Trusted Platform module has nothing to do with Secure Boot? You can reset it to get full access to the setup mode, to use SBCTL and enroll your own keys. There's literally an option in your UEFI or UEFI nowadays to do so. You're arguing with the guy who made the tool you're talking about. Oh, oh, that's great. I love that realization. Oh, no. Arguing with a doctor about whether it's ghosts or anemia causing bruises, using The Conjuring to back up it being ghosts. What? Right. It could have then materialized as a medical issue. I'd say, think of The Conjuring when she got the bruises, went to the doctor, and they told her it was an iron deficiency or something like that. But it's very similar as far as topic goes. Please do not take health advice from The Conjuring. And who are you to tell me where I can pull my examples from? You act like I'm diagnosing the person. It's an example. No, you know what you're doing. You don't get to backpedal, bitch. I'm a doctor. There you go. First conversation at conference. Where have you traveled from? Croydon? Which constituency? Croydon Central? Ah. Trying to remember who the MP is there. Me? Oh. Elon Musk doesn't know who Gary Kasparov is. Elon Musk doesn't know a lot. Like almost anything, as it turns out. Alright, let's see. This is moral idiocy. Repetition of Kremlin propaganda. A betrayal of Ukrainian courage and sacrifice. And puts a few minutes browsing Crimea or I don't know, on Wikipedia over the current horrific reality of Putin's bloody war. We gave Starlinks to Ukraine and lost $80 million in doing so. Oh no, $80 million! While putting SpaceX and myself at serious risk of Russian cyber attack. Sure, sweetie. What have you done besides tweet? I think Gary knows a little bit about putting himself at risk. Yeah, a little bit. Twitter user corrects famed author William Gibson about books he wrote and suggests he checks his sources. I love people that are this stupid. It's amazing. Like, I'm pretty dumb, and these people make me look like Albert Einstein. It was hot. The night we burned Wintermute. Wintermute hacked for $160 million. What? It was hot. The night we burned Chrome was the opening line to Burning Chrome. Wintermute was a character in another novel by the same author. I suggest you check your sources. You mean my goddamn brain? Sure. I'll get right on checking my brain.